medical claims.
Yeah.
Because it benefits every cell. And every organ is made up of, every tissue is made up of cells, and every organ is made up of specific tissues. So as you get into the benefits, you verge on getting into a medical claim. So we have to stick with structure and function type testimonials.
I'll send you a text later.
Okay, everybody.
There she is.
Looks like we're all here. I'm going to start the call. So I'd like to welcome everyone to our call this afternoon. It's going to be an exciting one. My name is Karen Justice, and I'm the hostess for this call, as well as with my friend, Dr. Jerry Shaw. I've had tremendous results with the product, both on the inside and the outside. And but the call's going to be so exciting today because Steve is back and will be on our call live today. And so I'm going to turn it right over to Jerry so he can introduce Aaron Renner, our wonderful president.
I always love to introduce Aaron because I'm so happy to be connected with him again. Several years ago, we tried to work together, and we were up against let's just say, kind of between a rock and a hard place because of a lot of politics. But we are unleashing here, and Aaron is an amazing individual. He's very smart, very talented. He's been in the I guess I could call it more of the brick and mortar or more of the mainstream type businesses corporately. And he's been very successful in guiding network marketing companies through massive momentum. So he's the person to do it. But the thing I love most about Aaron is he gets right down in the trenches, understands us, understands how we think, and operates from that level. And so he's the perfect liaison between somebody like Stephen Scott, who comes totally from his heart, who's the owner of the company, who's brought, for 4 decades, has brought tremendous breakthrough products, and this is his crowning achievement. And it's this perfect storm that is being created here right now. So I'm really happy to introduce the president of Neumi Global, Aaron Renner. Thank you, Aaron.
Hey, Jerry, this is Ryan. Aaron's hopping on a different computer in about 2 seconds. Oh, here he is. I'm bringing him on. Let me see. Now I just have to make him a co-host real quick. 1 second. Oh, there he is. Aaron, you're good to go.
Jerry, I am apologizing. It took me a minute for my computer to get on, but I've got a special surprise here today, and I'll just go back to the conversation that we've had over the last few weeks. Is that, everybody knows when we have an opportunity to gather back together with people that we know, that we trust, that we respect, that have an incredible amount of integrity. I want to work with those people. I want to work with people that make me a better person. I want to surround myself with people. I used to tell my sons, hey, you're the average of your 5 closest friends. If you realize that, you're the average of your 5 closest friends. I want to be above average than everybody else by surrounding myself with people that are better than me. So when I saw Jerry pop up on our call a couple of weeks ago, I got so excited because Jerry and I have had so much success building and growing teams together and having a lot of fun from my side in the corporate world, and of course Jerry's side in the field. And so Karen Justice organized a call. Jerry shows up with his partner Curtis Knight, and we just had a phenomenal call. That first call was amazing. Talked about all kinds of things. Talked about the incredible opportunity here and the power of our product and the incredible technology behind it. So without further ado, because I have been waiting for this moment now for about a week and a half, I want to turn it over to my partner and one of my incredible friends, Stephen K. Scott. Steve?
Hey, it's good to be back. And in case you're wondering, my beard's a little darker. It's not from sunshine on the cruise. It's from Just for Men, because it turns whiter than Jerry's beard. And I got tired one time of everybody asking my daughter what her grandpa wanted to drink when we were on flights together. So I started coloring my beard. I don't color my hair, but my mustache and beard, just so I don't get asked that question anymore. anyway, so that's what I did. I got home, I got showered. I've been up since 1:30 a.m. Utah time because we had to get up to catch an early flight in Miami. But I feel great. One of the reasons I feel great is I was asked at the last minute by Alex Monterosa. I told Alex I was going to be in Miami overnight. And I said, is there anybody there you want me to meet with? He's in El Salvador right now. And he said, well, let me tell this doctor, we have a surgeon there that's just on fire. Let me just tell him you're going to be there and see if he wants to meet with you. Well, met with him and 25 of his closest doctor friends, including a medical scientist that was one of the top medical science in Cuba. Castro had organized the top 100 medical scientists, PhDs in Cuba, to work on breakthroughs. And when Castro died, a bunch of them were able to get out. And he was one of them. And of the ones that got out, which were, I think there were over 25, they all looked to this guy. And he has worldwide influence. And so he was in the group. And he knows glutathione. And that's always good if they agree with what you say. And it's always scary if they know something you don't know. Well, thankfully, that wasn't the case. And so he was really good. So we had a great meeting last night, totally unplanned, with 25 doctors in Miami. My next trip out there, I would guess in the next 3 months, I think those 25 doctors will have at least 200 people in a room, maybe 300 or 400, because they are really on fire, because they are seeing firsthand with their patients what our product can do. And the ones that know glutathione, like this PhD, realize what an incredible breakthrough we have. So in case I don't know who all's on this call, I recognize some faces and names. And I'm so happy to be back with you guys, Karen, Jerry, and Curtis, and just so many of you. So it's good to see you. Let me just share background real quick. I couldn't succeed no matter how hard I tried until my dear friend in 1975 told me if I wanted to be successful, spend every day for 2 years reading a chapter a day in Proverbs. I did that. I lost 9 jobs in my first 6 years after college, mark that thankfully nobody's ever surpassed me in that I have met. Some have gotten close. And but by job number 9, I had found 15 incredible strategies, applied them to job number 9 as a very bottom rung marketing guy in the marketing department. And lo and behold, in 3 months, I doubled the company's sales from 30 million to 60 million with these glorious strategies from Proverbs. That being the case, a dear friend of mine that I really had tremendous respect, he was 52, I was 27, invited me to start a business with him. He had $5,000. I had just acquired the rights to a unique product, one that I thought was a breakthrough. We went ahead and put it on TV with Pat Boone and his daughter, Debbie. And this is 1976. And 5 months later, our sales hit $1 million a week. And our first year, we did tens of millions in sales. And the reason was that I found a breakthrough. A breakthrough product, by definition, for me, is something that can do something that nothing else in the world can do as effectively, efficiently, or economically. A flat screen TV that sells for $100,000 is not breakthrough. The first flat screen TV that can sell for $25, that's a breakthrough. And so I started applying this formula that all starts with a breakthrough to product after product. We ended up with 92 celebrities under contract. We created brands in makeup, skincare, weight loss, fitness. We're best known for Total Gym, which has now been on the air for 26 years. We're in our 27th year. It's been on the air now for 26 years. It's the longest running infomercial campaign in history. And that one's done real well for us. That one's done a little over $4 billion in sales. But my track record was in an industry that had about a 0.5% hit rate. 200 shows, one of them is going to be successful. And our track rate during that, or what we would call our hit rate or our home run rate, was between 75 and 90%. And we just blew the whole industry apart, which is why we got such good celebrities like Charlton Heston, Tom Selleck, Cher on skincare, Richard Simmons, Deal-A-Mill, if you can remember that, went into the oldies and so on. The reason we did that is because we were so successful, and so the risk was low for these big celebrities, and that we would have a successful project with them in it. And they knew that we were really focused on excellence in every aspect of our business, so they knew their reputation would never be damaged. We ended up doing billions of dollars in sales. I did over 1,000 television commercials and shows on the products we created, and thought that was pretty much going to be the rest of my life. Well, 35 years after we started, I met a man who was from the Mayo Clinic, and he had, I was introduced by an investment banker, and he said, "Steve, I'm going to introduce you to the greatest breakthrough you're going to find in your lifetime." And I literally thought, yeah, right. But I had to humor the guy because he was raising money for me on a different project. And so he introduces me to this doctor. He's from Florida. He has a clinic in Florida. He's triple board certified in oncology, hematology, and immunology. He is on the faculty of Mayo. And then on top of that, he's a great medical researcher, had authored over 100 peer-reviewed studies. And he introduces me to a word, glutathione. Never heard of it before that. And he basically said it's the single most important molecule in life. There'd be no oxygen-based life on Earth without it, which literally means there'd be no life because all life on Earth is oxygen-based. And it's produced by every cell in your body. It is your body's primary defense mechanism as it relates to everything. It performs over 400 functions, 15 are critical to life. Without any one of those 15, we'd be dead within a couple minutes. One of those is that it takes hemoglobin. Hemoglobin's sole purpose in life is to bind to an oxygen molecule and deliver it into the cells. Problem is it's improperly charged, so it has to be reduced to what's called a positive 2. And glutathione is a sole reduction agent of hemoglobin. So without glutathione, there'd be no oxygen transfer. And that's just one. It's your body's master antioxidant. What does that mean? Well, I had a plastic hotel key. I don't have it now. I thought I had it. But yesterday to get into my hotel room, and that key will open one door. It was the room 309. It's all it would open. No other door in the hotel. That's like all other antioxidants: vitamin C, vitamin E, superoxide dismutase, catalase. They all are monofocused. Each one can handle one type of free radical, but it can't handle any other types. Glutathione is called the master antioxidant because it's like the master key to a hotel that can open every room in the hotel. It can handle all free radicals regardless of their construct or their source. So since every cell in your body is attacked 20,000 times a day by free radicals, 10 to 20,000, defending against free radicals is critical to cellular life. How important is cellular life? Well, as long as you maintain the structure of the cell, and especially the mitochondrial DNA, the integrity, cell can't mutate. And so glutathione, as it turns out, is your master antioxidant. It's 1,000,000 times more powerful than vitamin C or vitamin E. 1,000,000 times, that's a lot. It handles all sources of free radicals, but that's just the beginning. It is the sole protector of your mitochondrial DNA. Why is that important? Because as long as the DNA maintains its integrity, the cell can't mutate. So you can put 2 and 2 together and come up with 4. It is the sole protector of the immune cell, the T cell and the B cell. The T cell is your assassin. It's what, whenever you have a bacterial or viral insult, the immune system calls on the T cells to assassinate the bacterial or virus. And but the virus or the bacteria is reproducing like that. If you have low glutathione levels, because glutathione is the sole protector of the T cells and the B cells, if you have low glutathione levels, your immune cells, your T cells, they reproduce like this, while the bacteria or virus is reproducing like that. Guess what? Virus or bacteria wins, you lose. On the other hand, if you can enable the cell to have a higher utilization of glutathione and produce more glutathione, because glutathione is produced in the cell, then the T cells and B cells can reproduce explosively and get ahead of the game. So it's critical to immune response and our immune system. It is, let's think of a couple other things. One thing is all human performance is enhanced or subtracted from based on glutathione utilization. When you have lower glutathione utilization, you will go into what's called anaerobic glycolysis a lot more rapidly. That's when your muscle cells are burning sugar without oxygen. When that happens, then you produce lactic acid, the cell is damaged, you end up getting sore, it takes longer to recover and all of that. Well, if you have adequate amounts of glutathione, it delays both the onset and the progression of anaerobic glycolysis and thereby reduces significantly the production of lactic acid, which means you're going to recover a lot faster. I remember my son, Ryan, for those of you that know him, he was on the track team in college. He was a national champion high jumper in high school. And his first quarter on the track team, he was working out, and Ryan would work out with the rest of the team, which was about a 2 to 3 hour workout. And then he would go and hit the weights for an hour. And the coaches had never seen anything like that. He should be fully spent at the end of his practice. And they called him in and they said, Ryan, what are you doing? How are you doing this? It was all the coaches. They thought he was on an enhancement, an illegal enhancement. How can you do what you're doing? And he said, well, my dad makes a pill. Well, that didn't go over good. And they kind of panicked. They said, well, do you have any of those pills? Yeah. And he ran and he got a labeled product, and they looked at the label, and sure enough, all I had was N-acetylcysteine and some cofactors that increased the upregulation of cysteine so the cell can manufacture more glutathione. And there was nothing illegal about it. So Ryan kept on it, and he outworked everybody on the track team every day, his entire time that he was on the team in college. But the fact is, human performance is glutathione reduces recovery times. It increases muscle output. It increases both mental and physical stamina. So basically, but the problem with glutathione, and I'm almost to where I want to get, sorry for the sidetracking, but I've been gone a long time. And, but glutathione, it's hard to enhance the upregulation and cellular utilization of glutathione, because if you take it orally, it's destroyed in the gut. It's a very fragile molecule. And so it's always been, science knows, it's the most studied molecule in molecular biology, over 170,000 published studies now on glutathione. The number 2 most studied molecule is vitamin C, and that has about 65,000 published studies. But science has always known that if they could ever really increase the availability, the bioavailability, and the utilization of glutathione, that it would be the key to just about every aspect of human health and performance. But they never could figure it out because of the doggone stomach. And so I started working with some nanoscientists back in 2017, thinking that if we could get the particle sizes small enough, it could absorb right into the body through the mucous membranes inside the cheeks and sublingually in the venous cavity under the tongue. And as a result, bypass the stomach, and we could get, big upregulation of both glutathione and its precursing amino acid, L-cysteine. So we started working on it. We achieved our goal. And I gave it to some athletes. Well, one athlete went nuts on it. He used to hold the world record in the bench press, former strength and conditioning coach of the Seahawks, who also coached. He was 14 years at Liberty University and competed as an amateur. When he was 49, he set the world record in the bench press as an amateur at 804 pounds. And then it was downhill. The next 10 years, his lift kept going down, down, down because of the loss of so much lean muscle in spite of working out. So I sent him the product and I told him, Bill, I told him how often to swish it, get it absorbed. And I said, watch what happens. Well, his recovery was so fast, instead of lifting heavy once a week, and lifting heavy for Bill is lifting over 500 pounds, he could lift heavy 4 to 5 times a week. He could also increase the areas of his body that he could work out. He could work out his legs more often. He could work out his back. Well, in 6 months, as a 59-year-old, his bench press improved from 725 pounds to 915 pounds. In the next 6 months, as a 60-year-old, he got all the way up to 1,050 pounds. Nobody's ever seen that kind of a comeback, ever in the history of sports at that age. And he retired about 2 months ago with his last lift in his last meet, and set a new world record that they think will never be surpassed. He bench pressed 1,129.6 pounds as a 62-year-old man. Well, anyway, I went ahead. I had another friend that was an endurance athlete, and she was doing a 100-mile bike race. And so I sent her product. This is before we had it labeled. This is in the early days of 2018. I said, Tammy, she said, what'll it do? I told her. And so she tried it on a Wednesday. When she got it, she did a 30-minute sprint on her bike and broke her personal record. The next day, Thursday, she did a 35-mile run on her bike, broke her personal record. Well, the big 100-mile race was on Saturday, and she broke her personal record in the first 35 miles of that. And then at mile 37, she got in an accident, went end over end, hit the pavement so hard it broke her helmet. Her face hit the pavement at 22 miles an hour. Ryan, if you have those pictures, hopefully, could we show them? Okay, so here we are, and Ryan's going to get the one on Sunday. The wreck was on a Saturday, and that was her face on Sunday. Well, the plastic surgeon in the hospital told her that would take 5 to 6 weeks to heal, and that at the end of when it's totally healed, wait a month and then come see me and we'll work on your scarring. Well, she got home on Tuesday night and she thought, this stuff's nano. Maybe if I saturate a cotton ball and apply it to my wounded areas, maybe my face will clear a lot faster. So she did it once on Tuesday night, 3 times on Wednesday, 3 times Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And here's the progression. Thursday, there she is. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, completely cleared, no scarring. The plastic surgeon couldn't believe it. She had never seen anything like that. Well, I had sold in my television company, I had about 5 or 6 different skincare lines. I had Cher on one, I had Christy Brinkley on one, I had Kathy Lee Gifford on a different line, I had Angie Dickinson on a line, I had Meredith Baxter Burney and Ali McGraw and Lisa Hartman on another line. And I know skincare before and afters are really hard to get that are any good, unless it's Botox or an acne medication like Accutane. You just don't get good before and afters. Well, when I saw this, I put some in some spray bottles, sent them out to friends and said, spray your face 5 times a day and let's see what happens over the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. Well, that's what happened. And we'll go to our next picture. Okay, so this lady who recently hit diamond in our organization, we had no organization, this is back in 2018. She sprayed her face 5 times a day for 7 weeks. The result, the eye lift, you can see the results in the eyes, you can see the tightening of the face, the brightening of the skin tone, the texture is much more smooth, pore size is smaller. She was amazed. Well, I sent a picture of that to my former formulator in my old company. He was president of the American Society of Cosmetic Chemists. He had gone to work for Allergan, which is the maker of Botox, as their chief scientist. He got this picture and a couple others, and he said, Steve, I can't even believe that. There is nothing in the world that's topical that'll do that. I said, well, yes, there is now. Well, this lady gave it to her 80-year-old mother, if you can squeeze in for that. And she did it 5 times a day for 3 weeks. And the results were just as good as what her 59-year-old daughter had done. The hands on the left were a 58-year-old, and that was about 5 or 6 weeks, spraying 4 to 5 times a day. Those are my hands. I was 71 at the time. This was 3 years ago. Well, 2018, so 4 years ago. And I sprayed my right hand 7 times a day. I didn't spray my left hand, and you can see the difference. The texture was got a lot smoother. Pore size went way down. The width and depth of the wrinkles went way down. The texture of the skin was unbelievable, the difference. And I would let people look at it and touch it, and nobody could believe it. The man on the right, that was 4 weeks. And the woman on the left, she's in Nigeria. She is the mother of a doctor who treated one of our distributors. And he had known her before, or she had known him before. It's a female doctor. And she said, what are you doing? And she told her about Swish. She told her about our skincare spray. She took some home to her mother. That was in 2.5 weeks, the African woman. And so I don't know if we got more pictures. Maybe that's all. So anyway, so I knew right away we had the world's best skincare product. The doctor that I was at last night in Miami, where all these doctors congregated in his office, is certified for internal medicine and general surgery and plastic surgery. And his practice is one of plastic surgery. And he said that he has never, ever, ever seen anything like this. And now he's using it with his patients. 6 days. Okay, well, that tells you, take a close look at that. I haven't seen this one before, so that's really very cool.
This is Tara Berner's husband.
Show Rye?
Dad, can you hear me?
If not, then I'll close it up and go back to Jerry. Let me just tell you that I've spent my life looking for breakthrough products. And God has really blessed it. My other breakthroughs have done billions and billions of dollars in sales. I have never had a breakthrough like this one. In fact, one of our shareholders is 25 years as the head of strategic planning for the 3rd largest pharmaceutical company in the world, sat on the boards of all 14 of their companies, headed their dermatology division. And his comment was he's never seen a technology, our hydrostat nanotechnology, that could compare with ours. And that's what we have. Our technology is proprietary. The rest of the world nanosizes using this process. Man, it's hard when it's backward, isn't it? And we nanosize using a process that's 180 degrees difference. So the rest of the world's doing one thing, we're doing something completely different. And the result is we're getting incredibly small particle sizes that are just unimaginable. That not only means better bioavailability in the cell, it means a lot greater surface area contact. And it's that surface area contact with the cellular membrane that brings about the efficiency and the efficacy in what we attempt to do. So we have two products that are part of our, and they're glutathione based. Our skincare, in addition to nanosizing glutathione and L-cysteine, we've also nanosized hyaluronic acid. We've nanosized collagen. We've nanosized about 4 or 5 other peptides as well, and blended the nanoparticles into that solution that is getting the results that everybody's talking about. So the good news is we manufacture everything in-house. We send out 300-gallon containers to the bottling companies that bottle it for us. And because of that, because we manufacture and control everything, we have our own clean room, our own reactor, everything, we're able to keep our costs way down. And because of that, we can offer a program that a couple industry experts have said is the most generous compensation plan they've ever seen. My goal, and with this I'll close, is the world. We're already in about 13, 14 countries. I want to watch what we do in the third world, because in the third world, honestly, we're going to save a lot of lives. And but I heard some testimonials last night at this meeting with the doctors, and the testimonies came from the doctors themselves about themselves, as well as their staff that's been on the products. And they were absolutely mind-boggling. And so I hope you'll join us if you haven't already. We are driven for the right reasons. And of course, on my own side, anybody that knows my story knows that I'm a Christian author. My greatest joy in life, honestly, is telling other people about my best friend and how they can have a relationship with him. And but this is an extension of that, because we're about the whole person. We want people not just to be successful and healthy. We want them to be happy and fulfilled and have a legacy business that makes a difference. The nice thing about this is you share with somebody in your location, and literally within 6 months, there's people all over the world because you shared with that one person. So your legacy isn't confined to who you know. Your legacy is like this glorious tree that's just growing and bearing fruit. And a lot of you know what that means, because that's kind of what we've been commanded to do with our lives, is to be fruitful and productive in areas of meaning. So Jerry, I'm going to turn it back to you. Thank you for this opportunity, and I'll be back on Monday. I've had my trip for the year. I'm going to be on this call whenever they have it, unless I'm either on an airplane or somewhere where the internet is real spotty. So it's good to be back.
Thank you, Steve. It's great to have you back. And how does anyone follow that? It's really tough. But I just want to follow on a couple of things. Steve said one thing there. He said, I want to watch what happens in the third world. For me, I want to participate. And we have an opportunity to participate here on a level of partnering with Stephen K. Scott. That doesn't come along. It's never come along in my lifetime. The man that is specialized for 4 decades bringing breakthrough products, his crowning achievement, folks, nobody, I don't think anybody in the world knows more about glutathione than Stephen Scott. I reflect back in the day, half a century ago when I was in college, in cellular physiology, it got mentioned along with superoxide dismutase and catalase as the endogenous antioxidants. But it was probably about 1985 that I found out how truly valuable it was. And the liver function was absolutely dependent upon it, but we couldn't get it in the body because for all the reasons Stephen just said. So every year after that, more studies, study after study after study, now 166,000 plus, extolling the virtues of this amazing molecule. And now we have access to it like never before, instantly in the blood, in the cells in 70 seconds. That's a huge breakthrough that will change this world, and we can be a part of it and partner with Stephen Scott. Don't let the grass grow under your feet. This is going to move very fast. It is moving fast. It's only going to become exponential in the next few months, and you can be a part of that. So get back to whoever sent you to this call and immediately, because I miss people left and right every day that I haven't contacted. And I don't want that to happen to the rest of you. So we're back again on Monday. Steve said he'll be here. So get in, tell all your friends, send them to this same time, same place. And I can guarantee what we've seen, they all sign up. They all want to participate with this venture. Have a great weekend.
Yes, you do.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Thank you. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Blessings.
I'm excited.
I am too.
Bless. God bless.
We're all very blessed to be here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Great webinar, everyone.
Your smile does it all, Jerry.
Got my product today.
Thank you, everybody.
There you go. The start of great
Great
things.
seeing you all here.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Great weekend, everyone.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.